Hello everyone, and welcome to another digital Lolita capsule wardrobe. As you can tell, this one is a Hime Lolita style, and my pronunciation may be a little bit off, because in my head, I know it's not how it's pronounced, but whenever I see the word Hime, I just go Hime. So in my brain, this is a Hime Lolita wardrobe. It's wrong, I know, whatever. As you may or may not know, Hime Lolita is effectively princess-style Lolita. Hime is the Japanese word that is used as an honorific for a princess or a lady of like a noble family, that sort of thing. There technically is another word for actual princesses, but anyway, whatever. This means Princess Lolita. Now, the term itself and the style itself has somewhat, at least in my opinion, dropped out of popularity over the last 5 to 10 years. As far as I recall, it was a pretty big sub-style when I was first starting out in Lolita, so the early 2010s, and a bit before that, like it was a thing at the time. These days it is less so, and in my personal opinion, which, you know, as with everything in these videos, it is just my opinion, I think that is because Lolita in general is a lot more OTT now than it was back then. When you were in a time where dresses were commonly made out of cotton and you just sort of had a simple dress, a simple blouse, some plain under the knee socks, suddenly having a dress full of ruffles and lace and a big elaborate headdress and some lace gloves, it really was a very distinctive look in and of itself. In my mind, it tended to be what we would now call a sweet classic sort of vibe. Everything was very much, it was kind of like a sister style to OTT Sweet, where it was still definitely OTT, but it was a little more classic. You often had floral motifs, gentler colours, as I said, lots of lace, lots of ribbons. It wasn't so much as pop, I guess, as OTT Sweet was, but it was still definitely OTT. And yeah, like I was saying, sorry, I am rambling a bit, but you should be used to that by now. It was its own thing, whereas now Lolita just encompasses more variety, which is inevitable. The fashion's been around for a lot longer. And so yeah, I think Hime Lolita is less of a distinct sub-style now. It's less of a modern, ongoing, emerging sub-style. Well, emerging's the wrong word, but it's less of a thing unto itself because it's just sort of been, folded into just Lolita in general. It's more like a style of OTT rather than being a thing in and of itself. I hope that all made sense. I potentially should script these videos in advance, but honestly, I enjoy just talking off the cuff. I enjoy giving you my unfiltered, though I do several takes because I fumble my words a lot, but my sort of unfiltered, honest opinions on these topics. As I always say, I'm not an expert. I have been around in Lolita for a while. I consume a lot of Lolita media. I create a lot of Lolita media, but I've never been an influencer. I've never read a Gothic and Lolita Bible. I didn't buy brand until I'd been in this fashion for 4 years or something, so, it's just my opinions. Take it, leave it, whatever. As always, I would welcome discussion in the comments. Do you agree with my perception of what Hime Lolita is or any of these other styles? And speaking of, yes, I know it's been a very long time since I last did one of these. I'm not going to make any promises about when I'll do the next one, but I do really enjoy this. I do really enjoy this as an opportunity to not only make a digital capsule wardrobe, which I absolutely adore, but to explore facets of Lolita. To be honest, Hime Lolita is very much not my personal style. I wouldn't feel comfortable wearing any of this stuff, but it's fun to explore. And so please do drop suggestions and requests of what you'd love to see me do. Oh, and by the way, speaking of things that we love, that yellow dress that just flashed up on screen, beautiful. I'd look terrible in yellow, but I love that dress. Anyway, drop in the comments if you want to see me explore any particular style, theme, colors, motifs, constrictions or whatever in digital capsules and give my opinion on it, because I am going to give my opinion, because I love doing this. And the reason why I'm doing the Hime one this time around is because 2 different people requested it on my last videos, and no other suggestion had more than one person suggest it, so I'm like, well, 2 people want this one, so I'll do this one. So, you know, make yourself heard and it may actually happen. And I do mean that. I love making capsules, but obviously I can only come up with so many concepts myself, and I'm always limited by my own experiences, my own styles, and, you know, just being myself. So I'd love to hear from you. So I'm going to cease rambling about myself and Hime Lolita for a moment and just tell you a little bit about what's going on the screen. As you can see at the moment, I have been referring to Google more than I normally do in these sort of things, because Hime Lolita, as I've said, is not my personal style in any way, shape and form. But as you can see by which images I was gravitating towards there in that brief snippet of Google, I do have a fairly concrete image in my head of what it is. So in some respects, this is a very stereotypical Hime Lolita wardrobe. I have, as always, tried to keep the wardrobe a little bit versatile. It's kind of impossible with Hime Lolita to be truly versatile, because it's not casual. It is not a casual style at all. You can't really tone it down, but you still can do different things with it, and that is what I'm trying to do in this wardrobe. I'm trying to make things wearable and, you know, give the, you know, hypothetical owner of this wardrobe a bunch of options while still looking like a darn princess no matter what they're doing. As always, I start by saving a whole bunch of things and then refining from there, making a list of what gaps I need to fill in the wardrobe and continuing on. When you see me putting the actual wardrobe image together, you'll realize that I did something silly. I included a coat, which, for the purposes of a digital capsule, is absolutely pointless, because it covers the entire dress. What is the point? In a real life wardrobe, for sure, if you're in a climate that requires a coat, you should probably have a coat. But, as I always say, a digital capsule is always going to be a slightly different beast than an actual capsule wardrobe or an actual wardrobe. And that's just, you know, it is what it is. And speaking of things being what they are, you will also be aware by now that I do not include jewellery or small accessories in these capsules, and Hime style, more than anything, is somewhere where that is really integral to the look. Like, I'm a pretty casual Lolita. I rarely wear makeup. I, you know, don't do anything special with my hair. Like, I can't remember the last time I curled or straightened my hair or did anything other than, you know, plait it or put it in pigtails or something. But Hime Lolita is something where you do need to do those things. You will not look princess-like if you don't. As I said, in my mind at least, this is very, very similar to OTT Sweet. And so you do need big hair, or at least, you know, nicely styled hair. You do need jewelry, you do need makeup. Like, if you don't have, like, false lashes on with this kind of look, what are you even doing? And just to refer back to your screens briefly, as you can see, I'm starting to put together the actual wardrobe image itself, the sort of hero image that was used as the thumbnail of this video. I did once again put the outfits together first, which is when I realized that, why did I include a coat? That was a very stupid thing to do. But, you know, had fun. I always have fun with this. I really love doing it. So yes, you can watch me playing, you know, digital, I was going to call it Jenga. Digital jigsaw puzzling? Anyway, whatever. Oh, and by the way, I should mention, that little lace capelet, I freaking love that thing. And as always, doing the capsule, I have had limitations, like, a very typical thing for Hime style or any sort of elegant, fancy style has been those Baby the Stars Shine Bright socks, the ones that are sheer with the sort of crisscross pattern. Can't use it for this because whatever background they shoot it on, their sheer always shows through, so they don't look right in this sort of context. Oh, and yes, I just saw the triple fortune bonnet. Look, I'm from an era where your triple fortune bonnet is just the thing. I still want to get one. I haven't. I've wanted one for years and just never done it because, well, they're kind of a little bit frivolous, but they're gorgeous. Anyway, you'll also probably notice that the vast majority of this wardrobe is angelic pretty, and a little bit of Baby the Stars Shine Bright because, well, that's just what it is. And by that I just mean, to me, those brands are pretty quintessential, and whether, again, that's sort of a bit of a timing thing, because like I say, to me, this is a style that is very much hinging in the late 2010s, but, you know, I don't know. Not entirely sure about that, but it is just what it is. This is primarily angelic pretty and Baby the Stars Shine Bright, and I am quite happy with that. This part of putting together a capsule is always the most annoying when I'm just trying to make everything fit the space. And by the way, I hate AI art. I'm not going to rant about it too much, but stock sites used to be good and now they're just full of AI crap. Anyway, a little bit more fiddling and then we'll be done with the wardrobe, and then I am going to keep talking more and in a slightly less rambly way to actually summarize my points about Hime Lolita in a good kind of way. And here we have it, the final Hime capsule wardrobe. As you can see, I ran with pink, off-white, and burgundy or wine red, and honestly, I'm pretty darn happy with how this turned out. And to very clearly state my opinion on Hime Lolita is a Lolita substyle that is really a time capsule. Nowadays, we just call it OTT. But at the time, around about the 2010s mark, it was its own distinct style as OTT was just becoming a thing. This was the more elegant answer to OTT Suite, a sort of sister style, if you will, and it did focus on being elegant and princess-like. And now I'm realizing I really should have included a tiara. And now, the fun part, the example coordinates made using the items in this wardrobe. First of all, these pretty pink outfits, not much to say about them individually, but I do love them all. To me, these are very, very stereotypically Hime Lolita, and I would 10 out of 10 if I wore the style, wear each and every one of them. In this second set of outfits, once again, they're pretty straightforward. There's nothing too much to write home about, but I do enjoy them all. My personal favourite is Coord 2 with the bare shoulders and the corset. I like that it's sort of leaning a little bit into Aero Lolita territory while still being very elegant and delightful. Then in the third set of coordinates, I really like Coords 1 and 4 where they're a little bit more casual. As I said, you can't really do casual and Hime at the same time, but those ones are a little more relaxed. I really feel like we need a parasol or a fan or something. And then the fourth lot of coordinates. As this one, Sugar Bouquet, is a cotton dress, this is definitely leaning into those sort of not old school but 2010s vibes. I love these. They're sweet, they're simple, they're still elegant, it's still Hime, and I still love it. Damn it, I said Hime! See, that's what happens when you mispronounce things in your head. Sometimes your mouth mispronounces them too. Oh well, not gonna redo a take for that. This is the Hime Lolita wardrobe. I hope you enjoyed watching, and until next time, bye bye!